Our album is out on the 26th of February, and it's called I Like It When You Sleep, for You're So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It. I think as an idea, the conviction that it took to stand by that as an album title is very representative of what the album's like. It's quite bold and unafraid to be sentimental and dramatic and overly romantic. Not overly romantic, but I suppose that's just a bit idealistic. And it kind of captures the narrative of our psyche over the past year and a half, which is something like a lot of people who come off like a big upward trajectory of success. It's quite a dynamic time. And I think that it's expansive and commanding and commands your attention. And it's everything for me that I'm kind of missing in pop records at the moment. To a certain extent, it is a kind of call to arms and a recognition of our disappointment with the state of current pop music. I mean, that's been fueled for artists forever, you know, like the kind of the dross that they see themselves surrounded by. But I think that I just wanted to make something truly representative of a time, something truly postmodern, something truly ambitious in the right way, something that wasn't controlled by fear, or something that something that is an advocate for the idea that, you know, there's no space for democracy in art. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not about anything apart from our pursuit of excellence and the pursuit of our truth. And it's about being a bit pretentious. Not pretentious for the sake of wanting to be perceived as slightly more intelligent than you are, but we take our art very, very seriously, and we don't take ourselves that seriously. But I think that people are too scared to be perceived of being like too passionate or being too involved. And I wanted to make a record that didn't come from any of those places, and is absurd at times. It really is absurd. I think the thing that we've had, like take Love Me for example, to kind of propose a 17-track album of which all songs sound different for one another, and it's an hour 15 minutes long. It's impossible to do that in singles. So I just before we put out Love Me, I'm sat there going, but people aren't going to get it. And then George says, well, your only option is release no singles and just the album if you want to do that, but you can't do that. So you can't judge our reinvention on Love Me, because the next song on that is, you know, the track after is, if that is inspired by Bowie and Peter Gabriel, the next one's inspired by, you know, it's kind of Destiny's Child meets SWV, do you know what I mean? It goes everywhere. I wanted it to be a representation of my personality, and in order to put across personality, it needs to be dynamic and it needs to command attention at certain times. And it's almost like 3 or 4 different albums, that album, the way that it moves. And if you don't want to invest in it, like, don't. Like, I want quite a strict door policy on my band, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not prepared to emotionally invest in it, or it's born of the emotional investment that I've felt from our fans, right? I wanted to give that back directly, and you can't do that in 10 songs that are all under 3 minutes. So there might be a couple of, you know, 40-year-olds who find it a bit boring and a bit long, but fuck off, like, who cares? It's our album, this is our album. That's how long it is. I don't really know, that's how long it is. So if you don't listen to it, do something else.